Okay, hey, when we start the drawing, here is a few tricks that you can use. Just like when we did your George O'Keeffe drawing at the beginning of the year, where we split the flower picture into 4 sections like this. So you had one rectangle, two, three, and four. Do the same thing with the still life. So this is something you've done before. And in that other picture, the flower was over. You had that leaf that was falling over here, so you need to draw that over there. I would start this drawing with this oval. This cylinder, the top of this cylinder is an oval. Okay, so I would start there because you know a cylinder, you know how to draw a cylinder. The only thing you might want to do first is on the back of your white paper, practice drawing. I don't want to see this. No, it should be more of a sketchy kind of a oval because you can always go back and fix it. And by holding your pencil lightly and up from the bottom a little bit and using your finger as a kickstand to kind of hold it off the paper at a certain height, it's much easier to draw ovals, okay? So, but the first thing you want to do is make a line vertically and horizontally. So here's a line, here's a line. Okay? So there are my 4 areas to work in. Now look, this oval is kind of close to this. It's closer to the line over here than it is this side. So it's going to be over on the right side of this, just this rectangle. And it's a little closer to the top than it is that line. So I'm going to kind of guesstimate, which is a fancy way of just guessing where I'm going to draw. So I'm going to try to draw right about here. I'm making that oval kind of motion with my hand. I'm just getting used to going that way, and then I just gently set down my pencil. All right. If I'm not very happy with how it looks, I can always erase it and redo it because it's lightly. When you start carving into your paper, when you make lines that are super dark, you'll never get that. You'll never be able to erase that out of there. So you do that. Next thing you want to do, after you get your basic shape of your oval, you've got a ruler, you might as well use it. Know what I mean? Okay, so you take your ruler and you make sure it's the same width at the top and the bottom. And if it comes down too far, that's fine. Who cares? You're just getting everything kind of fit in there right now. Okay? So now you got 2 straight lines coming, and that's really bugging me right there, but I'm going to leave it for now. Okay? There, I erased it. It was bugging me though. Okay? So there's my oval. Now, it's not the greatest oval in the world, but I can always go back and fix it up. Okay? And that might be a little too dark almost. But now I'm going to do this cone. The cone is close to this line, but it overlaps the cylinder. So it kind of goes like this. It's kind of a rounded top. And you're just sketching stuff in first. Sketching stuff in. And if you have to turn the paper if it's easier. Okay? But the bottom of the cone is not going to be flat. It's not going to be flat like this. Because it's a cone. The bottom is round. See that? Okay? So you do the same thing. Make it round, and then you can always go back in and erase stuff. Because you drew nice and lightly, and you know where it is. And then look at where the bottom of the cylinder is. The bottom of the cylinder is right about here. And it's kind of rounded because it's the bottom of a round object. Right? So now it's starting to look more like that still life. Okay? And then the sphere, which is just a circle to start off with, it crosses over a couple of different lines. And again, I can do the I can get the basic shape in, and then I just do my sketchy sphere. Okay, and last but not least is the cube. The cube is hard because you can see into it. It's like a box. But just remember, the back part is the highest part. The front of the top is the lowest above the line. So I would say the front part, this part right here, is right about here. And then it goes off like this. Then this part is almost the same height. So it comes over like this. Okay, and it disappears behind my sphere. And then the back part is right about here. And then this connects like over here. And then it comes down. And this goes back, because we know from doing perspective, stuff that's closer to you is larger, and as it goes away, it gets smaller. All right? And then, once you're done doing that, then once you have all your shapes, your basic shapes or forms in there, then you start adding the shading. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. So that's what we're going to redo.